Hello, friends. This is Matt Wilson, attorney from Tupelo, Mississippi. Today, we'll be discussing the situation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where ICE agents shot and killed a woman today. Now, what my goal is to explain the constitutional law that surrounds this situation and to give you an idea about what the framework is under the Fourth Amendment for officer-involved shootings. Now, first, let's get into the facts of the case. Today, a squad of ICE agents were in a neighborhood when, if I understand correctly, some protesters came and started harassing them. And one woman in particular decided to move her Honda SUV in front of the squad of ICE officers to try to block their traffic. And when the ICE officers proceeded to go to the vehicle to arrest the woman and get her out of her car, she decided to use that vehicle and plow it into one of the officers to escape. Well, that officer, acting in what appears to be self-defense, pulled his gun out and shot and killed the woman. Now, the question before us is whether or not that is truly excusable under the Constitution, or if her civil rights were violated. And where we look to that is the case of Graham versus Connor from the United States Supreme Court from back in 1989. In that case, the Supreme Court laid out the groundwork or the factors rather, for whether or not an officer-involved shooting was constitutional. Looking at the totality of the circumstances, the Supreme Court said that you have to look at the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect posed an immediate threat to the safety of the police officers or others, and whether the suspect actively resisted arrest or attempted to evade arrest by flight. Now, the first factor, we have to analyze it in a couple of ways. There's really two crimes that were committed here. Okay, the first crime was obstruction of justice, trying to impede the officers from doing their duty of enforcing immigration law. That, in and of itself, is not a very severe crime. However, when the woman tried to turn her vehicle into a weapon and use that to kill an officer, well, then it became attempted murder, which is a very severe crime. In either event, there was a crime that was being committed. I mean, it wasn't like the woman was just walking up and down the sidewalk doing nothing wrong, okay? The second thing is that the second question has to do with whether or not the officer or others were in threat of their safety. And that's apparent. If somebody is ramming an SUV at you, that is going to be a life or death situation. And that officer reacted in self-defense by shooting that woman. But then the next question is whether or not that particular woman was trying to evade arrest or trying to flee. Well, that's obvious. It was in the flight, the attempted flight, that she tried to kill the officer who acted in self-defense. So I can say with a very strong sense of confidence that based on the video that is going around on the internet right now and other sources, that this was a justified shooting. Now, the mayor of Minneapolis seems to think otherwise, and he's stirring up a lot of discontent. He had a press conference today where he dropped an F-bomb and told ICE to get the F out of here. And certainly he's playing to his constituency, which appears to be the ultra-left base in Minneapolis, including the strong Somali population there, which of course is very anti-ICE. So, and the bottom line is this: I don't believe that this officer did anything illegal or wrong. Now, this is just the facts that we've seen right now. New facts may be presented, and we're always subject to change. But at this point, I don't believe that he did anything wrong. Now, There is a question of whether or not the state of Minnesota is going to prosecute or attempt to prosecute this police officer, this ICE officer, for murder under state law. If they do that, the officer will have the authority to remove that case from state court to federal court. And I would seriously doubt that the Justice Department run by the Trump administration would even agree to that kind of prosecution. So bottom line, it looks like this police officer, this ICE officer, acted within the bounds of the Fourth Amendment. Well, stick around for the next video. We'll be preparing more content for you soon, but if you like what you see, hit the like button and the share button and comment below what your thoughts are. Thank you very much.